Yes, tomorrow will be the auspicious day when Purnima, full moon night, and that is called the color festival, no? People throw color. And that was also divine play of Radha and Krishna, they say. Gopis played, and it is. So this is auspicious in one sense. That's why in any way we think of God, that is auspicious. Whenever it is said that you all know that the most famous quote of the Bhagavad Gita, every time people quote it, that whenever there is a decline of spirituality and unrighteousness raises its roots, so the Lord comes down to help humanity, to show the path of right path for attaining to Buddhist general masses, and they forget the true spirit of religion and spirituality. So God comes down and helps us, gives us the idea how to feel that. Hello?
Now it is not needed that much because
This is like that, the line is off. We always try to connect with God, but somehow the line is disconnected. And when it is disconnected, we try as if God does not listen to me, or God is waiting for us, we don't listen to Him. So, this is the... Sri Chaitanya also came in a particular time period which was very crucial in the Indian history. As in Sri Ramakrishna's case, we find that he is called the... We pray, we say, Sarva Dharma Sthapakastam. Sarva Dharma Swarupaka. So Sarva Dharma Sthapaka means what? So all the religions were there. Hindu religion, Shaivite followers are there, Tantric followers are there, Krishna, Vaishnava followers are there. So why he is called establisher of Dharma? That means, Dharma means, as Swami Vivekananda has defined, religion is realization, not the doctrines and dogmas you believe, or the rituals or forms you do. You take a bath in the Ganga, you face and pray God facing east, someone faces west, Allah, they call upon God, and some kneel down in the churches. Some believe in a form, some does not believe. But the point is that, do you seek for God, or your rituals are only the thing which is very important? So, to understand, rituals are only external part of religion. They are needed probably to practice spirituality. It helps maybe to a certain extent. But the point is that religion is not that. Religion is realization. So, Sri Ramakrishna lived that different paths, and he forgot about everything, and he followed the connection in the heart, how to connect and to see him. So that's why he established the religion. Established what he re-established? Established that every religion is a truth. If sincerely followed, you will reach it. So, but people get always forgetful about the true purpose and meaning, and they get engrossed into the rituals only. Everyone praises my religion. My religion, money, you see, or whoever talking my religion means my doctrines, my belief system, my rituals I do, my fasting, how many days I fast, I am religious. But is it transforming your character? Are you becoming spiritual? Are you really feeling the presence of God in you and feeling the presence in others? So Mahaprabhu came, Ramakrishna did it in this age, re-established that. You follow the rituals, and if you follow, but don't end in rituals. There is one conference, one nice interfaith discussion is going on, where they have made a topic, very beautiful topic. This is decoding the rituals. We did all these things, rituals, sprinkling water, chanting like that, moving mudra like that. What does it mean? Why? So what does that mean? And Om Bam mantra we are talking about, but we don't understand the meaning. So ritual is the external part of religion. Spirituality is the core of religion. So if you decode the rituals, what is the behind inspiration, you find that it is only God. So invest in these rituals and forms. That's why Swami Vivekananda's beautiful statement. Each soul is potentially divine. But the goal is to realize that truth, no? By following any path you like, karma, jnana, yoga, bhakti. And rituals and forms, doctrines and dogmas, they are important, but they are but secondary details to freedom, to feel, to get to that state of freedom. That is called religion. So that is the definition. And doctrines and dogmas, rituals or forms, temples or churches, these are all but secondary details. So, but we, as general people, we get immersed into those secondary details, and that we make a primary thing. I go to mosque, you go to the church, I go to the temple, you go to the Ganga, I go to the Mecca. And who is great? Of course, I am the great. And that is my ritual, is the highest ritual. But ritual, what does it do? Unless it is a character transformation. You will be a source of bliss, and you will give bliss and joy to others. Your very presence will do that. So when Sri Chaitanya came, the Bengal was under Muslim rule. But the spiritual current always is underlying. India is unique in that respect. Whatever foreign aggression came, destroyed the civilization, torn down the temples, thrown away the priests, butchered took away, stole all the wealth of the temple. But there is underground current, always the spiritual current going on. So when Sri Chaitanya was born, his name was what? Nimai. He was a young man, Brahmin, very scholarly, bright intellect. So he learned this philosophy and the logic. And that time, that place was the place of neologic, Nobbo Nyaya. And he became such a powerful, intelligent person, intellectual person. It's called the Tarkic, Tarkashastra, logic, this philosophy of logic. He became very expert in that. And scholar, in those days scholar. Though it is among the Brahmins, who is higher, who can defeat whom? With logic. And he learned such a logic that anyone coming he will catch. Any Brahmin coming, any scholar coming, he will catch. Hey, come. You have to argue with me. And if you say I don't argue, then you are defeated. If you argue, then you are defeated. So he used to use his extraordinary intellect. That is called that's why. But that is the external ritualistic side, outside of religion. It's necessary. This brain should be very fine and sharp to see the divine who is lurking behind all this material universe. The name and form, what you see, behind that the presence of God is there, and that God is the divine. And to know that you need a very sharp mind. It's not for the dull intellect. God realization is not possible. But what happens, that intellect too much sharpening, you will become proud. No? I am scholar. I can defeat you. Anyone can come, I can challenge you. So ultimately he became such that all the scholars who used to come, Navadvip was the place where the intellectuals used to come, scholarly people used to come to learn new logic and other things. And any famous person is coming, a Pandit is coming, he will challenge them and defeat them. And so everyone is to avoid this divine wherever he goes. And he started a toll. Toll means a school, Sanskrit school, where he started teaching, and it was going on. But as Shankara says, Badvaikari, Shabdajari, Shastra Vyakhana Kaushalam, Tadvad Bhuktaye, Natu Muktaye. You may be very great scholar, using great vocabulary, using very scholarly quotations and this and that. These are for your intellectual amusement. Eating food, you amuse yourself, you get joy. It is the intellectual joy. Not to muktaye, that will not give you liberation. So Shankara wrote that in the Viveka Chudamani. So you find that here, Nimai, suddenly a transformation came in him. He said, I am doing this, but what more? And suddenly his mind was turned. That all this scholarship, and he was married and he had beautiful wife and also a child. Then he has a child? No. No, Nimai has no. So he was married and mother is widow mother, he was looking after her. Mother passed away. But he felt the futility of all this. And then he went to take initiation. His guru was Ishwarpuri. That's why we belong to the Puri Sampradaya. We also belong to Puri Sampradaya. The lineage. Shankaracharya divided the whole monastic community into 10 divisions. Puri, Giri, Bharati, Van, Nodi, Parbat, Saraswati. You see the name of Amuk Swami at the end, Saraswati. Amuk Giri, Amuk Bharati, Amuk Puri. So Puri has a lineage. Puri comes from that age-old Shankaracharya's time onward, is a lineage. And all the 10 disciplines of the Shankara established, they're recognized as authentic monastic traditions. So he went to that guru and he said, he took initiation. And then he started practicing. And his mind is getting more and more absorbed into God consciousness. And then he found that this life is meaningless unless I realize God. No? And then he went to take sannyas. Because by that time he made a revolution. The revolution, he started the name of Krishna name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That time it was forbidden that you cannot take the name of Krishna because Islam ruling. You cannot out loud chant the Krishna Naam, Hari Naam, you cannot do that. So injunction was given that it cannot be done. But he, by this way, chanting and his unique life attracted so many people. He used to influence everyone and to chant this Lord's name out loud. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. masses were awakened in that way. So one day the story goes like that. The local, what you call, those days the Islamic rule, so the local, as nowadays we call district magistrate or some big officer. So one day, fatwa was given. From tomorrow, anyone does out loud Harinam, then highly penalized. You will get punishment. That was the fatwa given. And that day, then Sri Chaitanya thought that, okay, I do not know why he did, but he is a revolution. Ahimsa, what you call non-violent protest. What he did, he started in the evening time, afternoon onward, he started chanting the name of Krishna name, and people started gathering, and ordinary people, they are forgetful about God, but this instant name of the Lord, if you take, you forget the world momentarily and your mind gets uplifted. So it is because when he started that, people started gathering, and he made a journey to the office of the, what is his name, I forgot. He was his father's friend. They used to call Hindu-Muslim relationship, when what is there, used to call uncle. And when thousands of bhaktas, devotees, gathered around Sri Chaitanya, and Sri Chaitanya with his ecstatic mood went to meet that officer who was there, the responsible for all these rules. I forgot the name. Then he went and he got really frightened. Thousands of people at a time with all torch in the hand, and it is evening time, they are coming to burn their house or what. But Sri Chaitanya just came, and then they wanted to meet the person, and he, out of fear, entered inside the room and did not to come out to meet Sri Chaitanya and the group. Then ultimately he sent a message, I came only to see uncle, but why uncle is not coming? So ultimately uncle came out, and he said, we do this simple name. What does it harm? We are not doing any harm to anyone. So why this fatwa? Because the Muslim community complained against this shouting. This is shouting of the Hindus. So it is to be stopped. She just ordered this fatwa. That fatwa, then next morning it was lifted. And he became a leader among, and not leader in the sense not as a political leader, but as a spiritual person, going and singing and dancing among them. The stories are there. There's those highly addicted to drinking, Gadai, Jagai Madai. They are too much drunk or addicted to drinking. And they don't believe this Bhagavan, God's name and everything. And rather he will be very happy to beat these people who chant this God's name. Anyhow, they were also transformed and converted into a spiritual person. And that was going on. Then everyone fell in love with the spiritual magic power of Sri Chaitanya. But he then at that time went to take sannyas. He wanted to renounce the home. He went to Keshava Bharati. As the sannyas, there is one sannyas he used to give, Bharati. Bharati is the one of the 10 lineage of Shankara's established monastic tradition. And he went, Keshava Bharati said, wow, why you like to take sannyas? No. You go, you are doing good work in the society, live with them, and you are such a beautiful young man, you are so much respected, what will you do? He was trying to avoid, but he, with all humility, fell at the feet of Bharati and said, don't deprive me from this opportunity. I am most ignorant, most ordinary, please give me sannyas so that I can make my life fulfilled. But he will not give. But anyhow, pestering, days after days. Then he agreed. And then now we have to shave the head. Madhu Napit. The name of that barber was Madhu. He was in the village. So he approached him. So you just save me. He said, I cannot do that. You look so beautiful and you are so pure. And how can I make you a sannyasi? What your mom will tell me, what your wife will tell me, I can't do that. No. And then there is beautiful, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is beautiful, the authentic life of Sri Chaitanya. Very appealing and very, you will burst into tears. He is approaching at the feet of Madhu, the barber, saying, I am ordinary, don't deprive me from this wonderful opportunity of giving up this life for God, this mundane life. What is the meaning of my life? I am an ordinary. And how humility, they're full of pride and ego and transformed into this, showing what is spirituality. Spirituality is not your show of your power, intelligence, scholarship, or it is your innate identification with the Lord that makes you humble, peaceful, joyful, and radiating the peace. And ultimately, Madhu was, because he is a logician, he can argue on such a way, and then Madhu is an illiterate man, how long he can argue with Nimai. But he ultimately had to succumb. And then he saved and then threw away that. He said, I will not do this work anymore. This is my last work. And threw away the, what you call the razor and everything into the Ganga river. And now, that night, then he took the permission of mother and the wife and left Maruti.
He left home
that is a very pathetic situation. And you know, such a popular spiritual personality leaving, and he wanted to go to Vrindavan. But he is such God intoxicated by that time. And there is a beautiful description when the sannyas was happening. And the book is a unique book. If Bengalis can read, it is not yet translated. That book is Sri Chaitanya Dev by Swami Sarvadevananda, who was Holy Mother's disciple. Wonderful life. And he has projected the spirit of Sri Chaitanya's life. And then he, odd intoxicated person, is singing and dancing, and he's saying, and as he is thinking, he is looking at the Ganga, he is thinking it is Yamuna, Mother Yamuna. The leaf, the trees they see, he is thinking it's Tamal tree. His mind is roaming in Vrindavan. And the followers thought that, my God, he will now go leave us. So they took advantage of his intoxicated mood, and their close friend of Sri Chaitanya, they took him and falsely took them back, brought him back to home, saying that he has come to Vrindavan. Because he is saying, where is Vrindavan, where is Vrindavan, where is Ha Krishna, Aj Adavapate, O Madhupate, like that he is crying and weeping, tears are rolling down, and everyone's heart is breaking. Nimai was they're as if so close to their heart, and this departure they cannot withstand, and they brought it back. And when he understood, then he immediately got really upset, and then again pleased the mom that I will not be happy here, please help me to give up, to go to Puridham. Then he went to Puridham. But that was a beautiful description. he started this journey barefooted. Sometimes he is Ha Krishna, and he's visualizing Krishna, and sometimes going to hug Krishna like that in the spirit of Radharani's spirit. That's why it is situated, is called. The outside body is a male body, but internally he is the Radha inside.
Yeah.
So he went, and ultimately he and the whole team of hundreds of people, he said, no, don't follow me. Allow me to go be alone. Monk will be alone. Why are you bothering? But those devotees, some of them are so near, they said, we will not disturb you, but we will follow you. And followed it. A band of few followed him, and when he reached at Jagannath's place, Puri Jagannath, and there he said, Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatume. O Nath, Lord of the universe, Jagannath, Jagatnath, the Lord of the universe, Swami, as the Master, Nayana Pathagami, come to before my eyes, appear before my eyes. Bhavatume, please. And that was the cry, and he was running to the forest, and body is getting scratched by the thorns, barefooted, the feet is being torn. He has no consciousness of the body, and running, and sometimes resting under a tree sometime, and then walking. He's all walking from Navadvip to, he went to Jagannath, Puri Jagannath. And when he entered there, he saw the temple, and seeing the Jagannath's dhwaja, that is called the dhwaja, that high top there is a sign. Seeing that, he got so excited. He is going to Samadhi now and then, so much intoxicated in God's name and His spirit. He is getting totally absorbed into God consciousness, like Thakur. Actually, in this age, we only Ramakrishna used to go, as we read the Gospel, now and then, every day. How many times we do not know. Now talking, now going into ecstasy, now the body becomes breathless, it is like a dead body, and he is in Samadhi, face is beaming with joy. This type of description we find in the Gospel. Every day, how many times it goes. Similarly, we find only one incarnation's life where this type of Sattiko, spiritual force, was manifested. That was Sri Chaitanya. Always, this moment he is in outside, that's called, Thakur also said, Vajradasa. He used to live sometime in the external consciousness, like you are sitting, but he used to see God everywhere, Narayana everywhere, Krishna everywhere. Sometimes Arthavajya, when he is half intoxicated, mind is more getting absorbed inside, and sometimes totally Antardasha, in the inmost absorption. So he used to live in 3 states. Ramakrishna also mentioned about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to move in the 3 states, Vajradasa, Antardasha and Ardhavajradasa. So he was going like that, and he seeing the Jagannath's temple, he rushing, and nobody could follow them. He's rushing like a mad man, and forgetting about everything, and then he went. And he went, and he saw the Jagannath. 3 pictures are there, 3 in the Jagannath temple. Who have gone? Anyone have visited? Wow, that's you have the idea. So, but it is not very appealing to us. It's a wooden emblem. There is no full hand, up to this much hand. There is no eyelid, only eye chakka, like a round eyeball. And does not look so good. And one is Jagannath, another is called the Subhadra. Another is called Balaram. Balaram is white, Jagannath is black, and Subhadra is in between. Ordinary explanation is this. Balaram is what? Brother and Subhadra is his sister. And Jagannath, they are two brothers and sister, like that. But Vedantic explanation is a huge explanation. I will tell you later on. So now, seeing that Jagannath's image, he saw the Jagannatha, the Lord of the world, palpably present there. So he went with ecstatic mood. He was going and rushing, and he wanted to embrace the Jagannath. And the priests, priests are very strong. And immediately the priests said, what? He dares to touch our Jagannath? And they wanted to come to just take a stick to beat him. By that time what happened? The
Raja.
No, not Raja. The Raja Odisha was, that time Muslim attack was so much every time. So the king of Odisha was his territory in Odisha, Bihar and Bengal. This entire territory under the king Prataparudra. His name was Prataparudra, King Prataparudra. So his, we call the court priest, Pandit. The court Pandit of this Odisha king was at that time, happened to go to Jagannath to salute and offer his pranam. He saw a unusually pure looking man. His tears are rolling down the cheeks. It seems a very highly spiritual personality, and these people are going to beat him. And then he, because he is influential, he stopped that. This he told to stop that. Don't do anything, I'll take care. Then he actually, but he didn't understand anything. Sri Chaitanya was totally absorbed in God intoxication. Does not know what is going on. But when he came back to the consciousness, outward consciousness, then this is called, what is the name? His name is? No. I say it will come. Because I have not read talked about it for a long time, so it's all little hazy. Vasudev Sarvabhauma. Vasudev, remember, Vasudev Sarvabhauma was the name of the court Pandit, the scholar in the court. In those days there was a tradition. Kings used to keep some great scholar who is versed in Vedas and Vedanta and all these spiritual theologies. So he then took him and took him to his house. And he saw that is an extraordinary man, totally absorbed in God consciousness, and creates such an environment that your mind gets lifted. He understood all these things. But he was a Pandit. He said, one day he said, hey Nimai, Sri Chaitanya, his name was Sri Chaitanya by that time. Sri Chaitanya, Acha, you are a monk, is it not? Well, no, I am the servant of the monks. Humility so much. And then he said, no, what's your name? My name is Chaitanya Bharati. Sri Chaitanya Bharati. So you are a monk. So why are you crying like this? Always tears, You don't know the Vedanta? I will teach you Vedanta. He said, yes, sir. Whom he is teaching? He is such a scholar. All the top scholars of that time would run away seeing Sri Chaitanya in the previous form in Nimai. Such a brilliant brain. He can shatter your all the arguments can be shredded to pieces. But he says, yes, sir. So, okay. From tomorrow, I will teach you Vedanta. Yes, sir. I will teach you Brahma Sutra. Yes, sir. Brahma Sutra now he started teaching next day Brahma Sutra. And Brahma Sutra, you know, it is written by Veda Vyasa. And Brahma Sutra is the argumentative book for establishing Advaita Vedanta with the reference of the Upanishads. It is the logical conclusion of Vedic wisdom. That book, very scholarly. And Shankara wrote commentary on that. Now he started teaching. So he, that Vasudeva, this great scholar, teaching this Bhakta who is apparently, he thinks that he does not know Vedanta, that's why he is like a ignorant Bhakta, crying and weeping like that. I am that, what to cry? What to cry? So anyhow, so he started talking and explaining. Then, but Mahaprabhu is sitting like that, as if don't understand anything. So one day it is gone. He saw no response. Suppose I am speaking, your eyes are giving me inspiration to speak, no? But if you all close your eyes and just like I am talking, then my talk will stop. So that was, he is just with like a devotee, and just looking at him and almost closing the eyes and talking. So he was little not very liking that attitude. Second day, he again started one explanation he gave, and the next day continuing the explanation. So 3 days he explained with a scholarly style all the meaning of the aphorism and what Shankara said. And then last day he was very little disturbed. Vasudeva Sarvadevananda said, "What? Are you understanding anything I am teaching you? I am teaching you 3 days. You don't say one single word. Either you understand or don't understand. You put some question or there is no question. You didn't say anything. Do you understand anything?" Then he was humble, but he said, "Sir, I understand the Brahma Sutra, the aphorism, that I understand. I understand what Shankara is saying. But sir, I don't understand what he was saying." The pride of the Sarvabhauma, it hit him. He said, "What? You understand everything and don't understand me?" And like Thakur Ramakrishna, he stood up, and suddenly Sarvabhauma saw that it is not Sri Chaitanya only. It is Krishna and Rama and Sri Chaitanya. That's called Swadobhuja, 6 arms. 2 arms of Rama, 2 arms of Krishna, 2 arms of Sri Chaitanya in the person. And surprisingly, he was overwhelmed with that vision and experience. He fell at the feet of this Sarvabhuj Sri Chaitanya and understood who he is speaking, who he is teaching. So then he had great admiration for him and understood that whom he is teaching is, cannot imagine what is your scholarship and to whom you are giving this wisdom is the Lord of the universe. That experience came, and then he introduced him, and then there are beautiful dialogue with Sarvabhauma talking, putting question and Sri Chaitanya responding, Sri Chaitanya putting question and they are responding. And he lived about like Sri Ramakrishna lived in Dakshineshwar. Sri Chaitanya lived that long period before his death even at that Puri Jagannath's place. And then he traveled to the South India also for a pilgrimage. And then there Sri Chaitanya he wanted to know the deeper meaning of the Parabhakti, supreme love. And then he said, I cannot talk to you. You have to go to Rai Ramananda, who is in South India. So he knows, but he rules the country. but he is the person who knows him. So that story I will say, and then I can end. So he went from Jagannath Puri want to have a pilgrimage and to have holy company. So he was given to the address Sarvabhauma gave, that he will be staying on the bank of the river Godavari river, and he is the ruler of the country on behalf of the king, because to stop the Muslim aggression. All the time Hindus are struggling. Don't attack me, Baba. Don't attack me. We are goody people. Don't attack me. And they always come to attack. And they don't go any time to attack back. And that's why they killed 13 times Muhammad Ghazni, no? Who? He was defeated, and the last time he conquered and chopped the head of the Hindu king. Anyhow, so that protection, for that protection also, there is that Rai Ramananda. Rai Ramananda, he is ruling, he is the military chief of that territory. At the same time, he knows the philosophy of bhakti. So one day, Sri Chaitanya walked, and he didn't know. He said he's bank of Godavari. So actually Sri Chaitanya was resting under a tree near Godavari river. And suddenly he found in the morning many royal person is coming. In front of him, a set of Vedic chanters chanting the Vedic mantras, and then there are in the palanquin, lordly palanquin, someone is inside, and followed by the guard, military guard. So they are going. And he took bath, chanted, did his all the puja and whatever he did. And when he was coming out, he suddenly looked at a distance, Sri Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya, a beautiful looking, young, bright, great spiritual giant itself, because he is a spiritual person. A jeweler can understand another jeweler, no? A physicist can understand another physicist. So he could, seeing by that, he understood it is an extraordinary spiritual personality. And then he, out of his own, he went and approached. So would you, sir, come to our home? And then Sri Chaitanya asked, are you Rai Ramananda? He said, yes. Oh, you are Rai Ramananda? Can you teach me? I want to know the secret of the Para, supreme love, the love of Radha Krishna. What is that supreme love? Can you teach me about that? This beautiful dialogue is there. If I get the book, then I can enjoy more. I don't remember the points, but Sri Chaitanya asked the question and Rai Ramananda is responding. And they respond, going on and on to the absolute love of God. Then conclusion is that love starts with, I love you, O Lord. You are my beloved. I am the lover. I love you. And then the love intimacy comes closer and closer and closer. The two then become a one. And when that one comes, who is to love whom? And that is the essence of Parabhakti, or Advaita Vedanta. So, there, last word I remember, one verse. Yes, said, Rai Ramananda said, yes, there is something. He is putting question, and Rai Ramananda says, oh, wow, is there any man to put question at this level of spiritual flight? Then he responds to something, and then again Sri Chaitanya asks intricate question of the intricate and very final level of divine love, how it can be expressed. And lastly said that there is there anything? Ehovajya. Sri Chaitanya always saying, this is external even. This even is external. Ehovajya, aage kaho. Tell me something more deeper, spiritual wealth, spirituality, what is there? Then like that, and he said, last came, na saramana, na ham ramani, duh mili eka pesharajani. So I am not any woman, I am not a Radha, I am not searching for you, O Lord. You are not my beloved. Na so ramana, my master, my beloved, na ham ramani. Duhu mili eka, Jivatma, Paramatma, boom, done. Then again, Sri Chaitanya asked, who are you? This is also external. Tell me something more. Then he said, there is nothing can be expressed beyond this. See, Vedanta says, I am that. When you reach that climax, what will happen? Mukha sadhanavat. You cannot say anything. It is beyond speech, beyond expression, beyond all this duality. So that is the ultimate state. So, Sri Ramakrishna came back again in the form from Sri Chaitanya. So, you find that the unique life of Sri Chaitanya, where only God and God intoxication, love for God. And he was the ideal monk, how he used to train his disciples. And there are many stories how he was very strong, and how Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, those the great teachers, he created for the good of humanity. And they gave this Vaishnava blessings to the whole of India. That impact is still there. Okay.